Hi, this is a video tutorial on how to install a toggle switch to a fuse. This is a 2007 Ford Ranger, and I'm installing the toggle switch so that way I can turn on and off my daytime running lights, which run off the fuse inside there. Stuff you're going to need is one of these. It's an inline fuse holder with a bunch of wire. You're going to need a drill bits, a soldering iron, your toggle switch, some terminals, and the new fuse that you're going to put into the inline fuse holder. This is a 30 amp fuse, and I got me one of these automatic wire strippers just because they work a million times better than the one that comes with this kit. And what I did first was I took the stock fuse that was inside the fuse box and melted the plastic off of it, so that way I have these two little blades. And from there, I'm going to take the wire and solder the wire onto the blades so that way I can stick it back in there and run the wire to my toggle switch. Also, what I forgot to mention is you're probably going to need some heat shrink tube and a heat gun to melt the fuse and also to heat up the heat shrink tubing. Okay, so what I've done here is I soldered the wire onto the one blade of the stock fuse, and then I shrink wrapped I put a piece of shrink tubing on the wire so that way it just keeps it nice and tidy, I guess. And what you can do from here is plug this into the original location of the fuse that you took out. So there it is, plugged in, and you're going to take the end of your wire and just run it up through the plastic in there somewhere. Alright, so now I've got it pulled up all the way through the glove box here from down there, and you're going to have to take off the front bezel here so that way you can run the wire from there through back here. And I'm putting the toggle switch on that side over there where the light switch normally is, so that way I can easily just flip it over and that way it'll turn off the running daylights when I want it to. Now I've removed the bezel there, and now I can run the wire through the back and up into the bezel area, and then I'll run it all the way across over to the other. Okay, so I've already installed the toggle switch right there, and then I wired it, the return wire, all the way back through there, through the glove box, and back down to here. Here's the return wire. And so I'm just going to do the exact same thing as I did here, where I soldered on the little blade, and then I used this shrink tubing to make it a little cleaner, you know. Okay, last thing to do is just plug them in. Doesn't matter which one goes in which way. Plug the two little blades into each one of the fuse inlet deals, and you're ready to go. And so to demonstrate, I will show you how my running daylights are now controlled by a toggle switch. And so now I've got my car on. You can see all the electronics on, and the running daylights are off as the toggle switch is off. But as I flip the toggle switch on, now I have headlights and off. And you can see that my dial is obviously on off, so that turns on the running daylights. And then if I flip this, it'll go to parking lights, and then your lows, and then brights. That's the difference between running daylights and low beams. Not a huge difference, but it is a little dark, not as bright. And then turn it off again. So there you go. That's how to wire in a toggle switch to one of your fuses.